Good evening. I wanted to give you a status update on the Meg and give you an outline of my priorities of work and how I organized this project so that you can kind of see where we started and where we're planning to go. So I broke it down into 8 different categories. So I had the general condition, cleaning, making sure it's watertight, electrical, wood, upholstery, lines and sails, and then beautification projects. So I started with just making sure it would remain afloat and then getting onto the inside so that I could make it livable because I knew that I would be spending a lot of time at the marina, which is about an hour and a half drive from my house. So I want to uh, be able to stay on the boat while I'm doing some of the ending projects. So right now we're at the watertight phase. Um, I looked at some YouTube videos, and that was really helpful on figuring out how to seal up those windows. So we've gotten them cleaned up, and I've done some videos on what it was looking like. But I'll actually do a video on how we actually pulled them out. Um, but the windows don't seem to be the only source of water leak. So now I'm looking at the stanchions, and then also the head in the window is going to have to be replaced because it's a slider window and it just continues to leak. So once we get the watertight, once we get it to the point where we know there's no more water coming in, then we'll move on to electrical. But with that boat, because it doesn't have an inboard motor, and there's not a lot of environmental controls. Well, there's no, I mean, there's like a fan and there's the CB and stuff, but there's really not a lot involved in the electrical. I did sit down and think about, like, do I want to add environmental controls? And I found that it really wouldn't add anything to do that. And if I want to have environmental controls, I can do something like just run an extension cord to the pedestal for power when I'm at the dock, and get AC and heat that way. So I decided not to add really any more to it. And then the wood needed to be assessed. So the wood, some of it was rotted and some of it just needed to be renewed. The teak has been amazing. A lot of the teak is really coming back well. And then the upholstery. So then at that point, I'll be able to actually live on the boat if I wanted to. I mean, not live on it, stay on it on the weekends, and then I can continue working. Um, the lines also need to be checked and replaced. Some of them have been cleaned and soaked, and they seem like they're coming back. So that's pretty encouraging. I think I'm going to be able to save a lot of money in that area. The sails also look like they're in pretty good shape. I think they just need to be washed. And then, um, and then the beautification projects are really pretty minimal. I am not going to paint all of the boat. I'll probably just paint like spots on the top where the blue is starting to show through so that it's all white again. But other than that, um, I think I think we got a good plan, and I'm really excited about it. And every night I'm doing something. I'm There's a lot of things that I'm doing, here while I'm not at the boat that I don't necessarily post on YouTube, but things like planning out the projects and doing some looking on Facebook Marketplace to see where I can save money and get the things that I need. And then also figuring out how I can do some of this work myself so that I can save money in that way as well. Anyway, I hope it helps you. I'm super excited about the project, and I can't wait for the next video of the windows all being replaced, and hopefully they're watertight.